Gemini twin gang, sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of April 26, 2026. It is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. So as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else. And be sure to check out your other placements, sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Gemini, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. The tarot card of the week reading is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said, now let's begin. Tapping into the Gemini collective now, sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus placements. If you are a Gemini sun sign, we are 4 weeks away from our season. What is the tarot card of the week? I'm such a child. What is the tarot card of the week for the Gemini collective? What is the tarot card of the week here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Our tarot card of the week, the Nine of Swords. Well, actually, is a Gemini. It is astrologically a Gemini placement. What situation in your life is creating fear and anxiety, and what is the feeling trying to tell you? The bottom of the deck, you have the Hanged Man. What situation in your life do you need to look at from a different perspective? Okay, so instead of being focused on whatever's creating the Nine of Swords, oh my God, this person said this person said this person said this. Instead, look at, why am I having this reaction because this person said this? Or why am I having this reaction at this outcome? I think that would be a better use of your mental resources. Okay, Gemini, sun, moon, rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is the Nine of Swords their tarot card of the week? What situation in your life is creating fear and anxiety, and what is the feeling trying to tell you? Okay, tell me more about this here for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Two of Cups in regards to partnership, Five of Wands, there's the conflict, and Eight of Swords shows itself again. Bottom of the deck, Justice. So you're having a conflict here. If it's not your reading, check another placement. But you seem to be having a conflict here with a person. I don't know who they are to you, a friend, a family member, a lover, your coworker, client, neighbor, I don't know. But you're having a conflict and you seem to be ruminating on the conflict, something that they did or something that they said that was displeasing to you. And Source is saying, time out, Hangman, we need to look at this from another perspective. Instead of continually being mentally focused on what they said or what they did, what you should be focused on, again, it's only advice for the week ahead. Why are you feeling that way over what they said or what they did? What bandage off of what wound is being pulled off? What is being triggered? Two of Cups, tell me more about the connection. Tell me more about the connection here for Gemini. What do they need to know about the connection? I just heard John. I don't know if you're John, you're dealing with a John. John, J-O-N, not J-O-H-N. Why is that so specific? J-O-N, not J-O-H-N. It's probably for one of you watching. I don't know. Is there a difference in that spelling? Okay. One more shuffle here. Thank you. It was weird. I never get names. The Two of Cups, clarified by the Five of Swords. Justice shows itself again. And the High Priestess. Bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles. There's a conflict here you have with this person. Something's off balance. Something's not right. Justice is Libra. Libra is the house of marriage, partnerships, relationships, contracts, whether they are professional, platonic, or romantic. So this is just further confirming that for most of you, this is one actual person. If you want to look at it, maybe in the construct of like a group, you know, family or a friend group or something like that, you can. But you seem to be more geared, or at least this message is a little bit more geared to those of you where it's like one person. Why do they do this? Why do they say this? Why do they behave this way? Stop focusing on what they're doing. And instead, go within in that High Priestess energy. What is being stirred up here for you? That's what you need to look at. I feel like whatever's happening here with this person, or could be a group of people in that Five of Swords, what you really need to look at is what is it triggering within you? Because that's a wound that needs to be healed. Five of Wands within this conflict. Tell me more about this. That's what you need to look at. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Five of Wands is clarified by Ten of Wands. Temperance, that's what needs to be healed. King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. So you need to, again, you don't need to do anything, right? It's just advice for the week. If you are a Gemini or any Gemini placement, and you are having a problem, particularly with one individual, and look, they could be in your life now, or maybe this was something that happened 5 years ago and you just can't let it go. And from time to time, you just ruminate on it, why they behave this way, why they act this way. There's something here about saying time out really doesn't give a flying F. It doesn't. With whether they're in your life or not, what they're doing is a little irrelevant or needs to take a back seat, at least this week. I'm not saying to give them grace or forgive them if they're screwing you over or anything like that, but they need to take a back seat, because this week, the message here seems to be, don't focus on what they're doing. Focus on why you're feeling the way you're feeling over what they're doing. What is it triggering for you? There's a wound here in the Gemini collective that you have not healed. And either this memory or this current connection in your life keeps triggering that wound. Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Tell me more about the wound. That Eight of Swords. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about the wounds. You need to take the inspired action to heal the wound. One more shuffle. Thank you. Then regardless of what this person does, it will not affect you the same way. Eight of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups. Whatever this person is doing or saying, only take the message if it resonates. This goes back to your childhood and that Page of Pentacles. Abandonment wound, fear of loss, fear of financial loss. Like, even if it doesn't go back to childhood, for a lot of you it is with that Page of Pentacles, but even if it's not, these are the various wounds that this memory or this interaction keeps triggering for you. Something here to do with a promise that was made in childhood. It was a big, big promise, like something you really looked up to, and your parents or whoever made you the promise did not fulfill it. Like maybe year after year after year, you were promised the family was going to go to Disney, or they were going to take you to Disney, and they never did. And that might seem inconsequential now as a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old person. But whatever's going on with this person is triggering that wound. Like, and you might not be connecting the dots until this week. Like this person making, let's say the issue you're having with this person is they make promises and they break them. Yeah, that's a really effed up thing to do. But the wound that is actually being poked at there is that wound from childhood when someone once upon a time promised you a trip to Disney and never fulfilled it. And 18 years of your youth went by and they never fulfilled it. So there's a wound like that here. Someone made a promise to you and broke it. There's an abandonment wound. There's a fear of financial loss because you incurred one before. I know someone like this who's in a really terrible second marriage, and she won't leave the second marriage because in the first marriage she lost her shirt on it. So now she's staying in a very tumultuous, very abusive second marriage because of fear of loss of income again. So take the message how it resonates to you. For some of you, it goes back to childhood, but again, it doesn't have to. There's something here. Someone either promised you the world or promised you something big, and you were banking on it and counting on it, and they pulled the rug out from under you, and whatever's going on with this person is poking that wound, that feeling of loss, or someone breaking a promise, or someone being untrustworthy. And like I said, for others of you, it could be financial, or it very well could be like an abandonment wound. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. So I wouldn't be so focused on what they're doing or saying. Instead, look at why is it making you feel this way? Because the memory or experience with this person is trying to or supposed to bring to the surface for you this wound, this sense of loss, this abandonment. So you can look at it. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here for Gemini this week. That's a biggie, and you should expect it because Uranus is moving into our sign. It's the first time it's been there since, or the last time it was in our sign was, if you're a sun sign, 1941 to 1949. So unless you're in your 90s or older, we've never experienced this before. So yeah, this very well this week could bring up some of these wounds for you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. So you can like finally look at them, begin to heal them, and leave them in the past. You have the Knight of Pentacles. That would be healing. That's Virgo energy. 8 of Cups, leaving it in the past, and the Star card so you can heal. So whatever has been transpiring with a particular person or group of people in your life, instead of being so focused on that, look beneath the surface, because there's something there. There's a wound there that needs to be healed. And I'm getting a lot of Uranian energy off of this reading for you, Gemini. There's something here of like, this is the opportune time for you to look at the wounds. The problem with the person will be there. You can handle it a week from now or 2 weeks from now, whenever. But this wound needs your needs your dedication this week, needs your focus this week, so you can finally heal it, move on from it, and never have to have that wound there again, like being poked at. You might still have a difficult person in your life, and again, that's a story for a different day, situation for another day, but the wound itself will no longer be poked once it's healed. That is what I have for you, my dear. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. Don't forget to check out your other placements. And until I read for you again, Gemini, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.